Hello and welcome back. Hello, we've got music still playing? Yeah, it just switched. Welcome back to the stream. Let me pull up some chat and comments here. Get the social stream rocking. All right, let's see. Make sure I got some chat rolling. Let's go. All right, y'all. We are doing this for real today. We are going to unbox first impressions and setup of the Ulanzi dial. I think it's a brand new product. There is like nothing out here on it, so we are winging this. Totally fresh, totally green, but they had it on sale for like 35 bucks. And I figured I'd give it a shot because I'm looking for something to help me speed up my editing workflow. I've already done a bunch of editing live streams, but I think with a tool like this, where there's haptic feedback in the dial, as it's aptly named, it's got a couple other key commands, and it's got profiles for apps like Final Cut Pro built in. I think this is going to be useful. It's going to give me at least a starting point to figure out if I like extra controllers, and hopefully it'll help you figure that out too. So let me pull up the chat so I can see what's going on. If you hear a bunch of noise in the background, that is because I am in a room with a garage door just behind the camera, and that garage door lets in a lot of humidity, so I've got an AC unit running. But I've also got the Mayano PD100W wireless mic, and this microphone has active noise canceling AI. It says AI on it, but it might just be a buzzword. But it's got noise canceling, so I've got the noise canceling set to level 2 of 4 just to help a little bit with the background noise. And then I've got some music playing too. Let me all know in the stream, in the chat, if that volume of music gets too loud at any point. I'll be paying attention to chat for that. So let's jump right in. I'm going to talk to you about the Ulanzi D100H. Yeah, I mean, this is super cool. So this is supposed to be a wireless Bluetooth battery powered controller. The idea is super cool. I don't have to plug it in to use it. I can just tuck it in a backpack as long as it's charged, good to go. It's got like 7 buttons on it and a dial, as it's aptly named, the dial. And I think this is going to be a really good tool for me to make my editing workflow more efficient. As you all know, in the creative world, when you are doing things that require creativity, you want to have the least amount of friction between you and that creativity. So I'm hoping this is something that can help remove that friction for me, in the sense of giving me some of my time back. So in the previous live streams I've done, I've edited short 1 and 2 minute videos for my church, for my job. Just gone through what that process looks like, and those take me about an hour to edit on stream, and I would like to see that get down to about 30 or 35 minutes, depending on what this tool might allow me to do to speed up my workflow. So we're going to go through the unboxing process together, and we're going to go through the setup, install the software, run the macros, open up a project in Final Cut, see what that looks like to cut stuff and to use the pre-built macros. So I think it'll be super fun. I've already started opening it. Today I don't have my fancy top-down camera because I'm not at home, but we are still going to do an unboxing, talk about everything that comes in the box, and then we'll set it up. So first thing you see, a manual. I made a joke when I unboxed the Mayano microphone that it finally included a paper manual. I think people still do that. I'm just very I'm used to buying more production-oriented products that they have QR codes. Okay. So in the box, a USB A to C cable. Okay, I'll put this back in so you can see what it looks like inside the box. There's a little piece of foam on top and the dial poked out of it. And inside the box, we've got the dial and a USB-C cable. But it is a USB-C to C, and on one end, there is a C to A adapter built in. So super cool. If you need to charge it, you have a couple options to charge it that way. And then the other thing in here is the dial itself. Here is the dial. Shine towards the light so you can see it. Maybe you can hear it. It sounds like a mouse. That's pretty cool. There is no, when it's powered off, the wheel has a little bit of friction to it, but it doesn't have any clicks or any like haptic feedback. I know I've seen some advertising that says that. But yeah, turn that off for a second. Oh, this is cool. So if I understand this correctly, and we could also read the manual. But this is how we do. So we just turn it on and go. It has 3 LEDs on the back, and those LEDs appear to be similar to the way Logitech does their MX series of mice, where, let's see if you can see it on here. Yeah, where they have 3 LEDs, and it looks like you might be able to have it connected to 3 different devices and switch between them with the press of a button. We'll find out. Let's see what happens. So the dial is here. Let's look in the manual, click and see if there's a QR code or a website to go to download the software for it. Let's see if it tells us, or maybe if I plug it in, it'll pop up. The Ulanzi Studio. Ulanzi D100H. Okay, sweet. Let's start there. Let's get the software installed. Now let me pull up a browser. Y'all can hang out with me as we get this going. Ulanzi.cn download / Ulanzi D100H. All right, let me pull up this so you can see what we're working on. Can't find the server. All right, let's do this at Ulanzi Studio. They have a whole bunch of products that are like Elgato competitors now. So it's kind of cool to see them enter the scene. I just purchased the dial, and I actually purchased the Smart Pixel clock for my office because why not? It's a fun little clock toy. I call it a toy. It's a toy. That's what that one is. But the Pixel clock seems kind of cool. This is not going to give me any... Let's go to support. Because they have instructions for pairing. Oh, they have a typo. They have a typo. It's not Ulanzi D100H. It's Ulanzi Deck. All right, let's try this again. Ulanzi.cn /download / Ulanzi Deck. Okay, you know what? We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Ulanzi setup. I don't know if I'm typing it in wrong, but it's not worth me trying to find that out. Let's see if I can get the software here. It feels like there's some weight to it, so I like that because I know I'm not going to like move it around on the desk. Software download. Hey, look at that. If I just click on support, I'll get it. Ulanzi Studio for Mac. Let's see. Select your product. Filter by system, Mac. All right. Let's pull down Ulanzi Deck, software application, Ulanzi Deck, Deck Dock, Dial. Sweet. That's what I want to download. Allow the download. And then it's got some simple instructions. It does say you can have 3 devices paired at a time. That's super cool. You press and hold the pairing button on the back for 3 seconds. Enter pairing mode. Short press to switch between the paired devices. Cool. You can press, you can rotate and press and rotate. Ooh, so you can have like a shift, like it's like a shift modifier. And then each button can have a short press and a long press. Oh, and you can also have a button and a knob associated. So you can essentially, the dial has a press and a turn and a press turn. Each button has a short and a long press, and each button has a modifier control for the dial. Holy buckets. That's do the math. That's a lot of actions for 7 buttons and a dial. How many actions is that? More than my brain can figure out how to use. So I'm hoping that the Final Cut profile they have built is simple enough to start with to learn. But we'll get going. There's a factory default. Has like copy, paste, redo, undo, volume up, volume down, play, pause, mutes. So super simple stuff. More on the restore factory settings. But I'm going to download that profile for Final Cut. We're going to experiment with that today. Maybe I'll download a profile for Logic. I don't have any sessions ready in Logic, so we'll see. But that I'm interested in that too. Okay, so it's downloaded. Let's open up. Let me pull up my installer. Here we go. Get this going. Hey, if you have any questions as I'm going, a gigabyte. Wow. So it's a gigabyte of software. Interesting. If you have any questions as I'm going through this, place them in the chat and we can try and figure some stuff out. I can't promise I'll be able to get to every question because I also don't know. I'm going to learn this with y'all on the stream. So let's keep doing the thing. All right. So applications. Do I see Ulanzi Studio? I do. Okay, sweet. So let me open up Ulanzi Studio. Allow Bluetooth. Need security preferences. Open system settings. This is stuff I'm not going to show you. So you do have to give it security, like accessibility access, because it's going to be essentially entering in accessibility like style key commands and hotkeys and shortcuts. Looks like that's okay. That looks good. Multi-device switching, preset file switching, plugins. So it's. I mean, let me pull this up so you can see what I'm looking at. There we go. Full screen. Or go full. I mean, you're not gonna see a whole lot that way. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to pair it. So it said turn it on, press and hold. Let's switch it to unit 1. Press and hold for 3 seconds to start pairing. I see it flash. I'm going to go to my Bluetooth settings. Bluetooth settings. New device, Ulanzi dial pops right up. Connect it. It's connected. I don't need, and my keyboard setup assistant, I don't need that. Okay, and it is a new product. Look at that. It's a new product. That's cool. So D100H dial, it's a new product launch. That's cool. We're already messing with it. We're doing the thing. So let's see. Is there like a marketplace? Ooh, battery's low. I might need to plug it in anyway. I might still need to plug it in. So let me do that. I have a hard drive here that I have plugged in. I'll just eject that hard drive quick and plug it in to charge while we use it. I know it's not supposed to do that for the battery's sake, but whatever. Sweet. We're going in. Okay, back to the dial. Let's see. So if I have knob, can I do volume? Yep, so that is adjusting my Mac volume. You can probably hear the music get louder, softer. And there is now haptic feedback now that it's connected. You can hear that. Maybe not. You know what? If I just turned off this noise canceling, I bet you could. Let me do that. You're going to hear a couple little bumps from me touching the mic. Come on. There we go. Now let's do that. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it works just like it's supposed to. Oh, back, hit previous track, next track. It works. All right, so let's see if we can find profiles. Is there like a marketplace? So settings, device, Ulanzi dial, haptic feedback. Oh, you can disable the haptic feedback. Interesting. I'm going to leave it. There's just something nice about having a tactile feeling. All the other buttons click, so that makes sense. So you can have profiles. Interesting. Plugins. Add. Oh, let's see. Final Cut Pro for dial. Love it. Ooh, do I have a Ulanzi account? Let's see. We're learning this together. I don't think I didn't make an account. Let's do a sign up. Nathan.lundstrom.video@gmail.com. It's the one that's on most of my YouTube stuff. Enter your password. Send code. So I gotta go to my email, check the code. This is what you would do if you're doing it too. You're going with me. Go to that email. I will not show you that email. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It sends you that code. Registration 156961. 156961. Confirm and log in. 6 seconds left. All right, back to the home page to check out the profile. All right, home page. Ooh. Okay, so there's the main profile. Rename default so that I can read it. I am not adept in reading anything other than English. Though, I really do. One day, I would love to learn sign language. I know it's not reading, but just speaking of other languages, I think that'd be cool. Okay, so I see. Timeline control. Move timeline. So zoom. Okay, well, this is cool. Well, let's go in. Let's open up a... How are we going to do this? I need a USB hub, don't I? Ooh, I have an option. I just need some footage, right? Let me dig in my backpack for a second and get some off an SD card. I've got some footage for an upcoming YouTube video where I unbox a portable PA for our church. So let me get that footage rolling here. Get it into the right spot. Sweet. So let me pull one clip in. We'll just use it as a test clip here. It's like 5 gigs, so it'll take a minute. We can get a Final Cut open and run a test library. New library. Test. Close all the other stuff. Actually, if we just do something like this, so I can see the actions, I can just make this a little bigger. I don't even see everything. Oh, and I can't even, it doesn't show me unless I have the window pulled up. Interesting. All right, so here we go. Footage is almost in. Let's learn a little bit about the dial together. Let's see how responsive it is. Let's see just in general functionality, what this built-in profile is like. I like to start with the presets because it gives me an idea of how they intended it to be used versus starting with 0 and then adding buttons as I go. So there might be some ergonomics that get changed over time as I get used to this, as I try it out. But I'll tell you right now, it feels heavy, so it feels weighty. It's plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. I think the weight helps with that. The dial has like a rubbery, it's just plastic. It has like a rubbery feel, but it is just plastic. It's knurled on the outsides. The haptic feedback makes it feel really, really premium. Makes it feel really nice. But yeah, it doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It almost feels like like spray-on bed liner is a really bad comparison, but it's got texture and it's black. It's the same color as bed liner. But it feels like a production tool. It feels good. For $35, this feels awesome. It feels like a premium device, and I got a really good deal for $35. Yeah, super cool. So let's go through and get this set up. Let me do the thing. Do all the things. I will. I realize now that I should have put this. Put the affiliate link in the description. So I'll do that just so you can find it easy. There we go, and I'll put it in the chat. Every link that I will send is an affiliate link. You are not obligated to use that link, but if you do, thank you so much. It costs you nothing extra, but it does help support the channel. All right, got that out of the way. So let's talk about Final Cut. Let's open up a new project, do test. I'm going to make it a horizontal 1080p timeline, keep it as light as possible since we're also streaming right now. And I want to drag that footage in, so let me find it on my desktop. All right. Let's do this. Drag and drop that in place. And I'm going to, because I got music playing, I'm not going to worry about audio, so I'm just going to separate the audio so you don't have to worry about it. All right, make this preview window bigger so you can see what I'm working on. I am building, well, I should say I have built. I have a couple pieces left to, like cables and stuff left to put in it, but I built a portable PA system for my church. We're going to use it on Easter. We're going to have outdoor overflow. So we needed some audio support outside, and then we also needed like an event PA for when we do stuff outdoors, we didn't have any speakers to take outdoors. Everything we have is in use or is designed for like permanent install. So we found a really good deal, musician's friend, stupid deal of the day, and I bought us a PA. So let me just see. Exposure's all over the place on this guy, isn't it? And white balance is way off. Let me just do a little color, because it seems like the preset for the dial is not going to be the color tools. Well, maybe there is. Let's see. Timeline control, redo, undo, split, delete. So if I hold split, what else does it do? Hotkey. So this is simple. It's just hotkeys. Okay, mark. Redo, Command Shift Z, Command Z, timeline control. Okay, so if I go to here and just see. Okay, so it's frame by frame. And then if I press it, that's cool. So if I press and turn it, it's the command plus minus. So it zooms in and out of the timeline. That's cool. That's actually really cool. I wonder if there's a way to have this be shift space, right? Press. Ooh, just a press. If I do shift, that's 10 frames. That moves faster. So instead of having this do zoom, all right, I'm going to modify it, but I'm going to already modifying the profile. I want to look at my profiles quick. Settings, profile. Can I export? Dial, test, save. Cool. So I know it's there. And now if I do rename and dial mod, there we go. Let's do that. Okay, so this is dial mod, sweet. I've got a backup of the profile. It's also just the default one from the Ulanzi store, so I can do that. Okay, what I want to do is press and rotate. No. Shift right, and then shift left. Okay, cool. So timeline control, press. Okay, cool. So I've got three options on the just the dial itself now. I've got a space bar, which is press tap. So let's see that. Okay, so space bar, which is just tap. Cool, that plays. And then I've got a rotate that goes frame by frame. And then if I do a press and rotate, it goes 10 frames. It's a shift. You know, I almost want, let's do rotate big. So the regular rotate, because I think what I want to have available is really fast. I want to be able to move fast through timeline. I mean, it's still, it's fine. Let's see. And then if I press it, it moves one frame at a time. So if I want to get granular, I can do one frame. And now that sweet, took it off. Okay, cool. That's cool. I like that a lot. Hey, if you are in the chat, let me know if you have any questions or you want me to try any functionality. Okay, so move timeline. It's already there. That's exactly what I added, isn't it? Yep, shift left and right. So okay, so we go here. I can't get that to work. Oh. I press and hold it, and then I spin. I see what they did. I just need to look at what's going on. Okay, so press and rotate. Well, okay. That's tough because I don't know if I'd want the zoom. I guess I don't use zoom a ton. Okay. Press and rotate, command zoom, press and rotate, minus. Okay, so now I understand what they did. So I have my single frame. Yep, so this is back to the default profile essentially. Single frame. I hold the left side dial or left side button and rotate the dial and it goes 10 frames. Cool. Scroll timeline, rotate. So now I can do, so move timeline is the top button on the left. Scroll timeline is vertical. Oh, cool. So that actually, nice. That's not moving the playhead marker. That's just scrolling through timeline. That's moving through it pretty fast. This is moving through it slow. And then this is zooming in and out. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we got. We got a split. That's just your blade tool. Got a delete. Got a mark. So I can throw markers. Easy peasy. Redo. Okay, so it seems like most of your timeline control is going to be in the left buttons and the dial. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's do the thing. I do like that this is basically their version of a Stream Deck. The software is. It's very comparable. I mean, that's what they're trying. They have all the tools. That's what they're trying to do. Let's see, knob. So if we were to add custom actions to this profile, that's cool. So they have separate things for the knob, or for the, I mean, it's a dial. But they also have button controls. This is very similar to the way my Stream Deck Plus is set up. It has different controls for the dials, for the button, for the press on the dial, system hotkeys. I mean, their Final Cut Pro profile is just using hotkeys. So it's nothing that I couldn't assign to a Stream Deck per se, but the form factor for $35 is super cool. The nice thing about a Stream Deck, even though you're paying what is that, 4 times the price for 5 times the price for one, almost $200, you're getting labels on every button, so you don't have to memorize it right away. That's kind of nice. Whereas this, you kind of just have to memorize. It's a little more old school. I kind of like that feel, but I do like that it's basically, it's just it's a macro controller. It's a 35 right now. It's on sale on Amazon for $38. It's a less than $40 macro controller. Each button has a short and a long press. Each button can be a modifier for the dial. The dial has a press, has a rotation, has a press and rotate. Like, there's a lot of functionality you can get out of this. This is super cool. I'm already excited about it. I need to learn it a little more. I also need to get it at my desk at home, so I can figure out if I like this form factor when my laptop's straight in front of me. I got a trackpad or a mouse. I have the dial. Yeah. Well, this is Bro, what happened? How long has my mic been out? Oh, that's awful. I was doing so good. I was on a roll. Thank you for helping. What? Why did that switch? I have no idea why that switched. That's nuts. Maybe it shouldn't have died because the receiver shouldn't have died. The receiver's bus powered. I don't even know, man. I don't even know, but I've got a mic now. It's back. I suppose if I paid attention to the meters in OBS, I would have a clue what was going on. But sweet. Well, let's go back into Final Cut. Let me show you, since you're still here for a second, show you this software. So this is a Ulanzi dial. It's got 7 buttons. It's got a round dial that also has a press. Each of these buttons can have a press action and a long press action and act as a modifier for the dial. This is actually really cool. So I think I'm going to try and get used to it. But right now we're just kind of doing first impressions and whatnot in the experience. But I unboxed it, did the software download. It's basically like a Stream Deck. The software is basically like the Stream Deck software, but it's really customizable. I installed the Final Cut Pro profile so I could just see what it looks like in a software that I'm relatively familiar with. So yeah, it's got a bunch of actions. So I think it's super, super handy. So let's go through some of those actions on this test clip. This is of me building a portable PA system. We're doing outdoor overflow for our Easter services. And this is, dude, it's going to be nuts. So, yeah, let's do it. So I've got single frame by frame when I rotate this dial. And then the bottom is scroll, so there's nothing to scroll. So if I zoom in, oh, but I shouldn't use a trackpad. I should use this. Yeah, so I can zoom in, pressing hold the dial will zoom in and out. So I'll zoom in. Now if I do the bottom left button, I can scroll. I might switch that. Interesting. It's the same. I'm running into the same issue when using a mouse on Windows versus Mac, how the scroll direction is inverted. So when I do the normal frame by frame scroll, it's left to right. But when I hold the shift modifier to scroll in the timeline, it's inverted. I might switch that quick. Let's do that. Scroll timeline. Let's find the actual others. Scroll down, rotate counterclockwise. Oops, select the action. Okay, so there's a library of actions. You don't just have to, it will learn your actions, your hotkeys, plus the that's cool. Plus the library it has. Nice. Okay, now let's try it. So did I break it? I broke it. Scroll timeline. Shift. Got to do 2 of them. All right. Others. Let's see what others say. Where's my shift? Shift. No. Interesting. Let's see if I can undo. Now I get to figure out how to do. Let's program it. That's what we're figuring out. We're learning how to use it. Alphanumerics. So which left, right modifier key. Numpad. Nope. But I can only. Interesting. I can only do. out of the library, I can't add an action. I can only, or I can't add a multi-action. Ooh, I can. No, okay, I see. You can have left shift versus right shift. That's cool. But okay, so how do I do a hotkey? This is just a dial combined action, right? So if I go to system, knob, so this profile doesn't even let me, there it is, dial combine action. I just need to do shift, view guide. But how do I add? Okay, so here's a limitation. If you're programming this, all right, I have my trackpad on my MacBook, and you swipe left and right, that scrolls horizontally, but shift, horizontal scroll, it doesn't pick that up. Oh, but I'm a doofus. There's a little swap arrow here. All right. Let's do this. Dial. Let's see if I can find the where's the exit? Marketplace. Let's just do this. Let's download it one more time. All right. We've got the standard profile now. I'm going to get rid of this mod one because I've basically brought it back to normal, but I've got a backup. So rename back to mod, just fine. Okay, so open up Final Cut Pro, scroll timeline, shift and scroll up, shift and scroll down. I want to swap those. Holy buckets. It took us this long to get there. There's a little arrow button. There's a little arrow button, a little swappy swap. I feel like a doofus. Okay, rotating it, single frame, press and click, it zooms out. The left button on the bottom is a horizontal scroll, and now I inverted it so it's non-inverted. I switched it so it's not inverted. That was the issue we were running into. And then the top left button is a shift modifier for the single frame scroll. So now this is by 10 frames. This, I mean, I'm not going to be doing like giant navigation. I'm not going to scroll minutes. I mean, maybe I'll just do a zoom out, a click, a zoom in, shift, and then single frame. So like that's finding, and then blade, just press backspace. Nothing's connected. So now, sweet. Okay, that's cool. Blade, click, delete, blade, oh, undo. Hey, there's an undo button. Look at that. Blade, it's still selected, delete. Yeah, that's cool. What was the top right marker? Scroll, zoom. Yeah, this is cool. I think this would be really cool. Let's look at the marketplace. Let's see what other options there are. Come on. For let's see, is there a Logic Pro? let's just see. So there's Spotify Companion. That's cool. That's really cool. You can use the Companion. I use Companion at church for our video switcher, for our front of house when I mix. I have it running. I have it connected to our Behringer Wing with the Stream Deck. That's cool. YouTube Live plugin. The hard part about doing anything with software like this is I don't have buttons or visual feedback to see. So this device in particular, I don't think would make a good. I need to see things in Companion in particular when I think of streaming or not editing, streaming. When I think of like using Companion for running my front of house console, it's stuff that I need to see feedback from. But this for Final Cut Pro, for color pickers, like let's see what else. Keynote stuff where there's already going to be visual feedback because the natural software you're using has that. Like it has like a Philips Hue plugin. Maybe there's visual feedback because your lights are going to change. But I would want to be able to see if I'm controlling things in a different room or in a different space. I would want to see feedback of what's happening somewhere else too. Let's just do dial. See what comes up for dial. That's cool. So Premiere Pro, Premiere Editing, Premiere Pro Color, Premiere Pro Editing, Photoshop, CapCut, Resolve, Final Cut Pro, Dial Default. So they've got all the plugins for the main video editing softwares that people use, even CapCut and Photoshop. I would love to see a default Affinity photo or Affinity Suite profile. That'd be cool. Let's see other profiles. So there's more profiles, not just for dial, sort by category. Okay. Let's see. So a bunch of these profiles. So this marketplace is for all their devices. It's not just for the dial. So this Ulanzi Studio, this is equivalent. This is like a desktop version of the Elgato foot pedal. Except you have more buttons. You only have 3 in the Elgato pedal. But and they have for their D100 for their little Stream Deck clone, they have a Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo. That's cool. So maybe there will be some Affinity profiles made. This dial was literally just released. So maybe there will be some Affinity profiles made soon. That would be sweet. I could build one. I could find the profile and the actions they have for their Stream Deck, but it'd be nice to just their Stream Deck, their Ulanzi deck, Affinity Publisher, nice. It'd be nice to just have it and have somewhere to start. Cool, they have a Mac OS shortcut. What's that one for? That is for their like D100. Does it say if it's able to be used with anything else? It does not. Not that I see. No. That's okay. But it's cool that even stuff like that exists. So like plugins, tons of plugins, and it looks like these are going to be actions that can go anywhere on any device as long as it's a button or a dial press. So if they have dial options or knob options, as it says in the software, you will have actions there. They are definitely heavily competing with the Elgato marketplace, and it looks clean. And it worked. It's a brand new product with a profile that downloaded, had 0 issues. All I did was invert the scroll direction of one of the buttons, and here we are. Like, this is super cool. Okay, that brought me to support or a forum. Sweet. Well, I'm glad that my mic works now, so thank you good friend for that. Boot setting, boot. I shouldn't have just clicked on anything. It is up to date for the software. Oh, I see. So that's for the software itself. And that if I have the dial connected, I do want that on. I will want that on. That makes sense. So if that's at my desk, I want the software running so that it actually works. Well, okay, here's a thought. Let's quit the profile. It's just modifiers. Nope, it needs the studio. So that needs to run just like the Elgato Stream Deck software needs to run. Nope, but it's now on the default profile. Oh, but when I click on Final Cut, it's not working. It's janking out real bad. It was working. It was just very unhappy with me. Oh yeah, I could get used to this. This is really fast. Delete some breaths. Select, delete. Boom. Yeah, I'm on board for that. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, this is really cool. All right, let me go back full screen. All right, this is the Ulanzi D100H. It is the Ulanzi dial. Super cool. It's got 2 buttons on the left, 2 buttons on the right, and 3 buttons on the top. So it's got 7 buttons total. And in the middle, it has a big round dial. That dial acts, it has a press and click function. It has the rotating clockwise and counterclockwise function. Each of the side buttons is supposed to be able to, according to the manual, I haven't tried this yet, maybe this is worth figuring out how to do, have a press and a long press. Let's see what happens when I do this. Let me read that manual. It's supposed to have a press and a long press, but we're doing all like all the work. Yep, short press and long press. It's in the manual. It's there. All right, let's see how to access that in the software. So I've got here combined action. Oh, so that is the interesting. So that is the long press. Maybe that's what they mean, that if it's a long press, it is the combined operation for the dial. Maybe that's what they mean by that. Yeah. No, I don't believe that, because the button and knob exists as a separate list item in the manual. Let's find, I'm going to do the marker button. So can I do another, let's do open. Can I drag it on the marker? No more ask. Replace this action. Okay, cancel. Check the box for no more ask. Let's do replace. I do. Switch profile. That's nice to have. Interesting. Let's do combine action. Okay, so combined action is a specific action for the dial. Interesting. So it doesn't seem like there's a I can have a soundboard. And I can link it directly to a file. That's fun. That's fun. And I bet you can do that in the Elgato stuff too. But this is like 35 bucks, 40 bucks. But how do we get it to do the long press? It says to do the long press in the manual. Does it say how to program it? I doubt it. No, it does not, because that's the studio software. All right, we're going old school. Old school. Google. Ulanzi Studio Long Press Action. Software supports, and this is Gemini. Software supports saying complex app integration setup. All right, Ulanzi website. Do not fail me now. This is just their products. Support center. Video tutorials. Only for their D200, not the dial. Interesting. I mean, it's brand new. I will say this: we are in a world where companies get away with not fully finishing a product before release, and I'm a little bummed about that. I always am. But I mean, it's what it is. That's the world we live in. They should have had a video manual or a video guide for this if they expect to do that for all their other stuff. They should have that up for this on release day 2. All right, enjoy your walk with the dogs, dude. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. All right, let me all righty. Let's do this. I mean, this is it. This is super cool. So, I don't know what else to talk about other than the long press functionality. And you know what? Maybe I'll do an actual video on this, and I'll learn how to do it, so that you have a reason to come back. But this is so cool. So it's got 7 buttons and the dial. The dial can also be pressed. So each of the 7 buttons can also be a modifier button for the dial. So the dial has a button, which is its own modifier button, and there's 7 other modifiers, plus those buttons are actions themselves. And they can do a long press action. So I think I did the math, and that's like 25 actions out of these 7 buttons and a dial with a click action. So what is that? 8 buttons and a clockwise and counterclockwise rotation. That's pretty cool. For under 40 bucks, I think you would be remiss not to consider it if it's a form factor you like. It weighs pretty good, so it feels like it's going to stick on your desk in one spot. It doesn't feel like it's going to move somewhere. Like, it's also got these rubber feet on the bottom, which helps. This is a wood top desk, and I have a butcher block desk at home, and I think these are going to be just fine on that. But this is literally, I'm going to have a mouse in my right hand, and I'm going to have the dial in the left hand, do the thing, and I can eliminate the need for some keyboard work, or I can even just do trackpad with the dial, and then use the keyboard alongside it. And so I have my thumb on the trackpad, 2 fingers on the trackpad, plus key commands, and plus some shortcuts set up on the dial for faster navigation, or color workflow maybe, depending on if I can get it assigned to like specific plugins, actions and specific plugins, or tools in Final Cut. I would love to see a Logic Pro profile built. I think that'd be super cool for me not to have to build one. I think it'd be super cool just to have it made. I would like to see, there's a Photoshop profile, but I would like to see them continue to develop it and have the Affinity Suite profiles transferred over from their D200. The default profile is pretty cool if you're just using it for your day-to-day tasks, but they've also got other Ulanzi deck profiles for softwares like the Office Suite from Microsoft, Keynote, and Pages from Apple. I think moving that kind of stuff over to here, where it's a device that doesn't have any visual feedback, but there's tactile haptic for the dial, but tactile feedback because all the buttons click. I think that's super cool. So this is something where if I wanted to see the result of an action I was doing on screen, I think this makes a lot of sense because I can see what I'm doing on screen. I know the button did something, but if I'm running, maybe I have a button assigned on it to go live and I want to see a status on that from OBS or from whatever software you're using. I can press the button and I can assume I'm going live, but I don't see a status on the device itself, so it's not receiving feedback and showing me visual feedback of what's happening. Because there's also a companion module, a companion plugin, and a lot of the stuff that I use Companion for, alongside the Stream Deck software, is requires that visual feedback. When I press a button, I want to see color change. I want to see it collect data from whatever device I'm using. So if I have, let's say, I have a Stream Deck connected to Companion that operates my Behringer Wing front of house console. I have one button that's a multi-action that presses faders all the way down. It moves the fader down if the fader's not down, presses mute, and then lifts the fader up. There it is. So it has a multi-action cue, time delays, but I can see on the button where the fader is at, and I can see the button changes color as soon as I press it, so I know it's doing an action, changes color when the action is done, and then I can see where the fader is at on the button. So I think that's super cool. It's just buttons with no visual feedback. So if you're using it, I think you get a lot of benefit in using it in a software like Final Cut, or using it in a software even like Pages or Keynote, maybe Pro Presenter if you're doing stuff at a church, maybe Pro Presenter. But even then, Pro Presenter, the dial's not going to do a whole lot, at least that I'm aware of. I don't think I'd find a use for that. The buttons are great, but really what would be useful is the short press, long press, but I could get that out of a Stream Deck. Either running Companion into Pro Presenter or using the Pro Presenter plugin. I could have Pages, that kind of, I could make it work. So super cool form factor for the price, less than $40. It's plastic. The dial's plastic, but there's haptic feedback in the dial. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I see what may have messed up, why my mic was off for so long. I have YouTube comments pulled up, and this dial, because it's the back end of the stream, monitoring the stream health and seeing comments or the chats, this is moving the playhead in the stream back and forth. Okay, that's funny. But so when I don't have Final Cut open or in focus, it reverts to it's not reverting to a default profile. It's still just doing because it's okay. So it's only using hotkeys. Let me show you. So the software is only doing hotkeys in this profile. It's not doing a specific software action. So these hotkeys are still happening outside of Final Cut Pro when Final Cut Pro is not the app that's in focus. Like when it's not the one that you see in your top left, when it's not the app that you're actually using. So here I've got the, come on, show me the thing. Yep, scrolling, good, and then shift. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that stuff is happening, but those actions, because all I'm doing is shift and right arrow, but I'm doing it a bunch of times. So every time I feel a click from the haptic feedback on the dial, I am getting, and if I press and hold, it does the command plus and minus. So if I open up, if I press and hold, yeah, command plus and minus also does it in web browser. That's funny. So just because they're hotkeys, essentially what's happening is the hotkeys are still just working outside of Final Cut. So even though the profile is active, it's not limited to working in just the app. That makes sense. That's a user error on my part. And now that I know it, I'll be conscious of that. I think that's fair. But I wonder if there's a way to default the profile to come up. Profile. Application. Yeah, Final Cut Pro. Okay, cool. So now if I'm in Final Cut Pro, I've got this. I've got my... Yeah, but okay, the cursor has to be over. Cursor has to be over. Okay. Okay, cool. And then I go into something like Safari, and it's back to the normal default profile. So you can set it up application specific, so you can bounce back and forth between applications, and it will work between profiles when different applications are in focus. Yeah, and you saw it, or I at least saw it switch when I pulled out the menu. That's cool. That's super cool. So super powerful for an affordable device. This might be something you could use. I think this is actually like a really good product, especially for the price. It feels premium. I mean, if it falls, it's going to scratch because it's black and it's plastic, but I'm not upset about it because it's so affordable. It has a little, you know how like the home row keys have the little button or the little nub on the keyboard on the F and the J keys, so you know where you're supposed to be when you type. It has that same little thing. Is there a term for that? Do you know the name for that? I don't. I just know that's how I find home row. It's got that same nub here. Yeah, I think this is super cool. So if you are looking for some sort of desktop controller, macro controller for software, this seems like it's going to have a lot of development for it because they've done pretty good on their other deck products, their D200 and similar. Sorry for that. So it seems like they've done a lot of development on other stuff, and I think that this would be a great addition to a desk setup to speed up your workflow. I will do the next video edit I do with this. I'll do that live so you can see kind of what that looks like, and that'll be another announcement video for my church. It's just a really easy way to get online and hang out with y'all and talk about video editing. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll do that. It'll be great. And I'll use this for the first time on a project. I will probably mess with it tonight and tomorrow, editing this portable PA video that I'm putting together. I'll talk to y'all about that. But the Ulanzi D100H. Nope. There you can see it. I'll just hold it. Here it is. D100H. Highly recommend Just on my first impressions, I think it's super cool. We'll see how long the battery life is. They say it's supposed to get 60 hours of battery life, so it can be like almost like a wireless mouse, like a Bluetooth mouse. Um, I think it's got a lot of potential. I'm excited to try it and see it, how it works. And hopefully, if this excites you, if you're looking for a tool like this, my affiliate link in the comments, in the description, will be of use to you. Like I said before, there's no obligation to use that link, but if you do, thank you. I appreciate that. Helps to support me as I do content creation. So the dial, the Ulanzi D100H. I give it a thumbs up. It is dialed. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for spending some time with me. I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you in the next live stream Thursday, ? Or Saturday, when I edit the announcement video using the dial for the first time. For real, for the first time. All right. We'll see y'all in the next video.